Well, first, let's normalize saying women instead of females. But
Wait a minute, I can't say females now?
no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was outlawed a long time ago.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought that was better than me saying girls because I had to just get girls out of my vocabulary. I just got that out a year ago.
It's okay to say women. I mean, men is in it. I would think y'all would have gravitated toward that.
No, I say women. Well, I don't call every woman a woman because not every woman is a woman. Some of them are girls.
Well,
because they be acting young and silly.
That's neither here nor there.
Sometimes I don't call men. Sometimes I call them bruh or boy.
Right.
Because they don't be acting like men.
Because you mean it as a pejorative. I
don't know what that means.
An insult.
Yeah. Okay. You could have just said insult.
All right. Well, I'm reminded of something as German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche said that friendship is the highest form of love. And it's so true. Back in like medieval times, you had, and this is true across many cultures, where instances where like men, for example, would become sworn brothers. And it was literally like a ceremony, an actual ritual to become sworn brothers. And then you think about, when you're kids, you become blood brothers or spit brothers or something like that,
It was spit brothers for me because I was too scared to cut my hand.
Not everybody can do that, but, and then she taught, Raina Cohen in the book talks about the shift away from these very innocent, Platonic relationships to marriage becoming really what is central in our society.
Because society teaches us that.
Yeah. So previously, marriage was pretty much exclusively a business contract. It was a contract between landowners to increase their wealth. It wasn't about two people being in love and wanting to be together. But when that shift came in society, where marriage moves away from becoming just this kind of like economic benefit to something more romantic, then the idea of, friendships being central to how people get their intimate connections became less and less important in the eyes of society. And she says, the public recognition of friendship is almost like a provocation to the centrality of marriage. And that's basically because society is telling us that what's important is marriage. That's what's important. And it devalues friendships. And she was talking about this woman who had gotten divorced and felt, like she was supposed to feel empty, right? You've lost your partner. You're supposed to feel empty. So she's going out, she's dating, not recognizing that she was already fine because she had a community of friends who were fulfilling that need for intimacy for her.
What type of intimacy? Intimacy, not intimacy, but intimacy.
I'm talking about friendships not tied to sex. I'm not talking about she's not talking about friends with benefits.
Every man out here that's listening has no clue what you're talking about.
A friendship not tied to sex?
Okay, let me rephrase that. I feel like most men out here do not understand what you're talking about because
you're thinking about opposite sex friendship, like platonic male-female relationships. That's not necessarily who your bestie is. I know guys that have more loyalty for their friends, for their homies, than they do for anybody else in their life.
Yeah, look, we heard that from Boondocks. Homies over hoes. I'm just joking. Ladies and gentlemen.
But I mean,
I'm just joking.
But I mean,
I'm joking.
I think I definitely agree with her that we need to divorce ourselves from the idea that your partner is your everything, right? They're your best friend, your lover, your family.
Yeah.
We need, because that's too much pressure on your partner, and it devalues the other relationships in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about this, and I'm like, she's absolutely right. Not just from an emotional standpoint, that we don't place enough as a society, enough value on friendships, but also from a practical standpoint. She was talking about a woman who was there with her friend while she was going through cancer, having to lie to the hospital and say she was a relative, because otherwise you might not get in to see your friend. There are friends who own homes together, raise children together, that don't have any say so in end of life choices, and that could be the closest person to your life. Like that woman taking care of her friend, she doesn't get protection under family medical leave.
You're right. You're right.
And I remember my best friend, when she had my godson, he was in the NICU for some time, and I had to lie and say that I was her sister, so that I could be there to support them. And this is my best friend. She is my sister.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. And I thought about it too from this standpoint. Like, even the term best friend kind of feels like a diminishment. And I noticed that whenever I talk about my friend, I always layer adjectives to describe her. Like, this is my best friend. She's like my sister, this is my family. Like, I've known her. She's been my best friend for more years than she hasn't. Like, I always make sure, you know what I'm saying? I always make sure to add these layers, not just to legitimize our relationship as like, no, this is really an important person in my life, but also to convey the depth of that relationship. So you use terms. She was talking about Raina Cohen in the book, that people often use romantic terms to describe their best friend, like this is my soulmate or my friend crush or like things like that, because it creates a through line in people's minds of like, oh, I understand. This is not a casual acquaintance. This is somebody that you love and trust and care about. And this is an actual important relationship that I should place some value on.
If you like that clip, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to catch up on all of our latest content. Don't forget to hit the notification button when you do subscribe so you can get updated every time we release content. We release content every day, whether it's an actual show or clips from the shows. So go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. Also, don't forget our Patreon page where you can find our Talking Straight-ish and After Hours Uncensored episodes. That's patreon.com/unsolicited perspectives. But once again, thank you again for listening to Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm your host, Bruce Anthony, and I'm going to catch you next time. I'll holla.